Alright, do you want to go over the Swaby build and then I'll go over
I absolutely
Armenian
do.
King's Tellus?
4. Agony, Prussian Prince. We have 4 Horse Runners, which is a very peculiar choice. They have decent enough melee stats, but they won't be able to do much against units like Celtic Warriors or Oathsworn or even the Gallo Thracians. We have 4 Germanic Scouts, good choice. For the infantry, we have 4 Spear Levy, or 3 Spear Levy actually. Then we have 4 Wolf Warriors and 4 Berserkers. So this is a rush hybrid that banks on the ability to kill infantry quickly and get its charges, basically.
Don't forget the Noble Riders.
Yes,
General
we have a
single
noble.
experience chevron.
We have an upgraded noble rider general, and he is Ariovistus, of course. So if fast charge hits and pride hits at an opportune moment, Tylus is dead.
Right. And for Armenian King, he has a commander general, which gives him the rally and raise banner abilities. Pretty crucial against a Swaby rush fear build. He's also brought 4 Levy Freemen up in front, obviously going to use them as meat shields. He's brought 4 Thracian warriors and 3 Gallo Thracian infantry. No, he's brought 3 Celtic warriors as a second line, a couple of Gallo Thracians, and a main line of 4 Oathsworn with 3 raiding horsemen. Very deadly army from Armenian King for sure.
Yes. But
Oh
if
my
the
God.
Wolf Warriors hit these Oathsworn, GG. The problem is
But that's the thing, it's going to be very tough for them to hit the Oathsworn. when
they
they're
are
all
going to
the way
hit
behind.
Levy Freeman or Celtic Warriors, then the Oathsworn are going to slaughter them.
Yeah.
Unless
This
the
is,
Armenian King has a stroke and dies at the keyboard. I think this game is his.
Even then,
Yeah.
since the army is deployed in such a way, they still have to go
Yeah.
through like 3 units.
Tylus has. If you look at the balance of power as well, that is not a huge indication of anything for sure. But the problem is that usually when you see a balance of power like this, you will have cataphracts, you will have elephants, you will have something that
Exactly,
can
and
just.
that's not the case.
Yeah, that is not the case at all. Yeah, I mean the Berserkers and the Wolf Warriors are going to get blocked, and GG. I see no.
I have the feeling, just looking at this Swaby build from Prussian Prince, he didn't really know what to do, because like a clear indication of that is putting an experience chevron on your noble riders. Like
Yeah.
there's a huge amount of money is being spent up for basically nothing.
And
Yeah, I just get
even I mean you know that you don't have a cavalry threat from Tylus. So why not just bring the club levy instead of the spear levy? They will still be able to throw their javelins at raiding horse, but they will murder Levy Freeman.
yeah, actually, yeah, that's true. He could have easily brought them.
Yep. And even against Celtic warriors, if they manage to flank or attack Celtic warriors that are already engaged, they're going to do really well against them.
I think maybe the horse runners could maybe play a pretty decent role, but again, the Oathsworn general is the only reason they could play a role, or the only way they could play a proper role is if they can get a gen snipe.
Yep.
And the Oathsworn general is so far away from the rest of the army that it's going to be pretty impossible for him to get a proper shot. a
Yeah,
proper
absolutely.
volley off.
So in this instance, I would much rather have liked to see Kimberly Bowwomen than the horse runners
Yep.
because of the range.
And of course, with Tillis, no Tillis player is ever really going to bring is never going to bring any slingers or
Nope.
anything. So
Nope.
yeah, that's Kimberly Bowman definitely could have played a pretty big part in this,
Absolutely.
This army. But all tactics really get thrown out of the window if the Ariovistus charge hits properly.
Yeah.
So I mean that still could be pretty interesting. It's just that Armenian King's setup is so efficiently designed to counter the Ariovistus charge that it's going to be pretty hard for Prussian.
Armenian King can just stop his Levy Freeman, use those as a meat shield, pull back the rest of his army. Ariovistus is wasted. The Berserkers are going to lose a lot of men from just javelins, from the Levy Freeman's javelins. And we are underway.
Yes. I don't think Prussian Prince is ready.
No.
No, both of them are ready. Prussian Prince ready. Both of them are ready. Cool.
Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, good luck to Prussian Prince.
Yes. The raiding horse are moving up on the flanks for Armenian King, but he has to be careful with them because he could exhaust them really, really quickly here.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Prussian Prince is taking his time. I thought he'd be a lot more aggressive with his Scout Riders.
Yeah.
Keeping them all the way at the back. Maybe to try and, get a gen snipe. use these units as mobile.
Possibly.
Actually, horse skirmishers would have done a much better role, but obviously Suebi don't have access to them.
Yeah.
But some 41 missile damage javelins would be perfect for that role.
Yeah, it would. But if Armenian King, he's going to be able to get some nice shots on these Wolf Warriors and the Berserkers.
Yeah.
They don't like that at all. Look at the Wolf Warriors
Again,
now.
The lack of range. The
Yeah.
lack of range for Suebi is really going to come into play, because if he had Kimri bows, he wouldn't have to deal with all of this.
Yep. The Wolf Warriors already lost 2 men. Ton of hit point damage to them. The Spear Levy is going to move up, but it's just a bit too slow. The Wolf Warriors have already lost 10, 11 men.
Wow.
Devastating. 14 men down
They've
now.
already lost almost 20. Yeah, they've almost lost 20.
Wow. Yeah, 18 men, so this slow advance is not going to go well for the Prussian Prince, unless he's able to sort of trap, and it looks like he's able to trap some of the raiding horse, if he gives attack orders now, but he didn't give attack orders!
Yeah, he didn't. He
Oh.
was just giving movement orders.
That is a huge miss, Marco.
96 Wolf Warriors left. They've just gotten slaughtered.
And that is one expensive unit that is just getting chipped away.
And another thing to note is that his army is way too, they're not clustered enough that
Yeah.
Ariovistus would actually make a big difference. So I'm not really
Ariovistus is only going to hit these center units if he uses it.
Yeah.
He might
And
try
he's
to
gonna end up
reform.
like the horse runners.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll probably try to reform. I would be very surprised if he doesn't reform.
yeah. His general is lagging behind, but now he's moving his general back up here. Screening with the Spear Levy, but the Spear Levy, why wasn't the Spear Levy up front to begin with?
Exactly.
I don't really... That cost him... cost him 24 Wolf
units
Warriors. Yeah,
Yeah. And each one of those Wolf Warriors is actually going to count if he wants to have a proper chance in this battle.
absolutely. Armenian King is just patiently putting his raiding horse up on the flank here. And they could do so much damage when... Yeah, he's keeping his Levy Freeman in the front here. If Ariovistus hits and he just rushes in and starts sniping these important units, it's going to be so difficult. And like if I was the Prussian Prince now, I would have had no idea on how to start engaging this tireless force, because every single move that
Theoretically, the only way he can win is if he can systematically destroy the Levy Freeman first.
yeah
Once he clears off the Levy Freeman without the rest of the units really doing anything, then that'll be good for him.
the Spear Levy is going to defeat the Levy Freeman straight up.
But he's not going to use them instead.
No.
Little bit of micro over here. Armenian.
Oh, Ariovistus is popped. He's going to charge in with the Germanic Scout Riders against the Levy Freeman. He doesn't have his charge bonus yet, so I have no idea what he's doing. And Tylus is just pulling back. And that's Ariovistus wasted, basically. He traded Ariovistus for...
charge in with his general and kill off that Levy Freeman.
Yeah.
And then pull straight through and start attacking some of his station warriors and tie them down.
So Armenian King lost 2 Levy Freemen here. He's going to charge Germanic Scout Riders into Thracian Warriors. The Thracian Warriors are going to wreck the Germanic Scouts. Already losing a unit of Germanic Scout Riders, getting 15 kills on Levy Freeman.
Station warriors over here are going to get slaughtered by the general though, especially with the Ariovistus fast charge.
Yeah.
Doesn't
But
look like it's really done all that
the
much.
Thracian Warriors are still doing a lot of damage to Germanic Scout Riders. And look at the general of Prussian Prince, how many men he's lost on that unit. He's lost
Oh my God.
16 men on the general's unit, and now he's just engaging piecemeal. This is horrible.
Yeah, this is not going to go well at all.
He's trying to remove the Levy Freeman, so yeah, sure, good idea to remove the Levy Freeman. But now the raiding horse are coming in, and they're going to start sniping the Berserkers of the Prussian Prince. Look at how many men he's losing, wow.
This is not going well for Prussian Prince at all.
Nope.
And the Wolf Warriors without any fast charge or anything. He needs to get some proper frenzy charge. And this is very smart, I think, from Armenian King. He's using the forest to blunt the charge, the higher charge bonus of these Suebi units.
Now the Thracian Warriors are coming in against the Wolf Warriors. The Wolf
the
Warriors are
Wolf Warriors
dropping
against these
so
Warriors.
quickly. Oh, wow.
And their frenzy has been wasted as well, because, they're going to waste their frenzy on some
Yep.
pretty cheap units.
Thracians moving up just to block, and the Oathsworn aren't even engaged yet.
And there are 4 Oathsworn.
Yep.
4 Oathsworn.
Now they're coming in to just destroy the Wolf Warriors here. The Berserkers are going berserk. They have 60 men left in the unit, but still against Oathsworn. The general of Prussian Prince down to 35 men. He is pulling him back though. And here come the raiding horse.
Is he going to destroy those Thracian warriors though?
Yep, and now the
He
Oath
still
Storm are
has
coming in.
his, does he have any more berserkers? He does have some berserkers.
Yeah, but they are getting charged by Oathstorm now, and the raiding horse come in to take care of the horse runners.
Attack the horse, yeah.
They're getting into berserkers as well, so GG.
This is not good, not good at all.
He's going to get rear charged across his entire line here, while he's getting engaged frontally by Celtic warriors. So we should see the horse runners.
It could maybe work in his favor though, because he could get with the whole fear effect coming into play, he could get a chain out of these raiding horsemen.
Yeah, if you look at the morale of the Oathstorn, some of the Oathstorn are in orange morale that are fighting the berserkers, and he is able to move around here with Germanic scouts. So now he is actually playing very well here. He's going to be able to rear charge all of these units while actually winning the engagement in the center.
And that's why he saved them.
Yep. So now the Prussian Prince has turned it around massively. Very nicely done now by the Prussian Prince. His horse runners actually survived the rear charge, and now he can.
Don't they have the good spears with them?
The horse runners.
Oh, he's getting a snipe.
He's sniping the general, and the general is up against the berserker. So this is huge. The very depleted raiding horse are charging into the horse runners, but they are going to get defeated.
The noble rider general for Prussian Prince only has 8 men left. And
he's dead. The general is dead. Yeah, they have 6 men left, so he can't do anything now.
That doesn't matter to the berserkers because they're going to go out of control.
Yeah,
and I think he still has. Oh, they've lost headhunt. They've lost headhunt. Some of them have their headhunt has been worn off. I still
the Prussian Prince needs to kite like a motherfucker with his horse runners now. Just get his horse runners out, start sniping the general. That is the only chance he has left.
This general is looking so tasty though.
Yeah, he needs to just pull away his horse runners so they can't get tied down. But the general of the Prussian Prince is going to go down now. He's up against Oathstorn. So the Oathstorn are holding very strong for the Armenian king. The general of the Prussian Prince wavering. He is pulling back his horse runners now, so he might be able to snipe the general. The general is getting rear charged by wolf warriors now, and I still think there are way too many Oathstorn left on the field.
Yeah, that's the only problem. And
Yeah.
the horse runners don't have 10 ammunition. Like if they had extra ammunition, that could have played a big part.
Yeah.
But they don't. So
Yeah, the
I don't
center
think
is just destroyed for Swebi now, and it did look like he could force a chain route at some point, but
yeah.
um,
That rear charge by the raiding horsemen on paper was a good move, but I always thought that the berserkers are so close by,
Yeah.
and the noble riders, all it takes is one rear charge from them to start a chain route, and it kind of did. Like
Almost,
all of the raiding horse
almost.
routed, and a lot of those.
if the general had died, that could have meant a chain route. But
Yeah.
against 70 morale Oathstorn, the general needs to be dead for that to work, and now
if
everything
he had used
just.
flaming shot, that could have
Yeah.
made a big difference, I think.
But now it's a
Yeah,
GG.
GG.
Yeah, GG. So
That was a
many
fun game,
Oathstorn
fun
left.
first game.
Yeah, it was awesome. That I really liked that game. But so many Oathstorn left here. So perfectly
A lot of them
executed
quite
by.
depleted.
Yeah, quite
perfectly
depleted by.
executed,
Yeah,
definitely well
absolutely.
executed by
And the Prussian Prince, it looked really bad for him at. It looked really bad for him, but amazingly, he did manage to pull off some good moves with his Germanic scouts there.
Yeah.
And look at the
both
spear
of them actually
levy.
doing
Look at the
really
kills on the
good.
spear levy. They did better than his berserkers. But Cimbri bowwomen in this case, they would have dealt with the raiding horse. They could have sniped the general. They could have sniped the Thracian warriors. So in this instance,
Yeah.
Cimbri bowwomen,
Would have added so much flexibility for him.
absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, despite all that, he did manage to pull off. It was really close at one point.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah, good first, good start.
with the horse runners, I mean, I think bringing the horse runners is an indication of the Prussian Prince not really knowing what to bring. Because horse runners as a hybrid unit are terrible. And because of the short range, like you said earlier, he wasn't really able to screen away the raiding horse the way he needed to.
True.
So, Armenia for the Prussian Prince on Nemetuchana.
Oof. Armenia is a very strong pick. Like many people
Yep.
might be just kind of scratching their heads as to why Armenia, but they are a very strong pick at this point because if if Armenian king decides to ban Eastern cataphracts, he obviously has Persian cav.
Absolutely.
Prussian Prince has Persian cav and Royal cataphracts at his disposal.
Yeah. Armenia works. Whichever unit you ban, Armenia works.
Yep.
It looks
Unless Prussian Prince decides to go full retard and bring like an axe heavy build, which would be
yeah. It looks like Armenian King is having a go at Getae. Let's see if he picks the Getae. So if it's going to be, well, no, it looks like he's going to go for
I think he's
Parthia.
going to stick with Parthia. I think he'll stick with Parthia.
Yeah, so Parthia, then I guess banning Eastern Cataphracts is a no-brainer.
Okay, so I think Diplomat is saying that there's lag. Only lag in game, maybe PC problem or something. Let us know if you guys are having some lag problems. Although I don't really know what else we can do.
Yeah,
to fix it.
I get 0 lost frames and no lag on my end. So
Yeah, it's perfectly fine on my end as
yeah,
well. Yeah, Terminator, RoboCop, James Bond was like, yeah, he should have. Oh no, Kiddos was like he should have used Flaming Shot and then rear charged. I think that
yeah.
might have done a bit more, but I still think the Oathstone would have held strong.
So
He
flaming
needed a
flaming
block
shot
target.
is what? Flaming shot is -10 or is it -15? It
Minus
was
15, I believe.
yeah -15. So rear charge -45. So fair from nearby units. So then the Oathsworn are they still have about 20 morale left that needs to be removed in some way. They're not going to just break.
More than anything, if he got a proper gen snipe, he would have Prussian
Yeah.
Prince would have won.
Yeah, that would be the main thing, and that would the Kimberly Bowwomen would have been perfect for gen sniping in this case.
Yep.
Armenian
So,
King is banning Eastern Cataphracts.
And Armenian King has picked Parthia.
Yes.
So Prussian Prince without Eastern Cataphracts versus a Parthian build on Nemedicena in the summer.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what do you think he'll ban? Probably Eastern Cataphracts.
Yeah, sure. He doesn't want to go up against Parthia having no Eastern Cataphracts, with Parthia having Eastern Cataphracts, I think.
Exactly.
The Elephant, not against Armenia, the Elephant is probably not a good ban, so he bans Eastern Cataphracts, of course.
Yeah, kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. But still, the Noble Blood Cavalry is going to shit all over the Persian Cavalry, so I don't know that Persian Cavalry is a good pick against skirmish-heavy Parthia with Noble Blood.
Mhm. Well, Prussian Prince has access to Noble Blood as well, right? And he
Yep.
has access to Cappadocians.
Yep, he does.
Which could play a pretty big role in this game. I mean, they are kind of overpriced, but I mean, there's no doubting that they have much better melee stats than Noble Blood Cavalry.
Yeah, absolutely. But Noble Blood Cavalry is still, I mean, they are so closely matched with their 15 bonus against large that Cappadocians aren't going to completely outperform the Noble Blood against.
Which is what they need to.
Yeah,
if they're
absolutely.
going up against them. So.
Absolutely. So I think if you're going to go for something like 6 Cappadocians, or well, you can only bring 3 really, but for Pontus, if you bring 6 Cappadocians, the extra funds are going to bring you an extra skirmishing unit or an extra horse archer unit, and I think that's worth it just for the flexibility.
Yeah, definitely.
This is going to be an interesting matchup. I think.
This matchup will either get done within 5 minutes or it'll take like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on what these guys bring. Do you think we'll be able to see a return of the Prussian Prince Armenian build?
Well, I mean, against Parthia, against a faction that only has cavalry and skirmishing, I don't think it's a good idea to try and match that with only cavalry and skirmishing, because then it comes down to micro, and I don't know that Prussian Prince wants to try to out-micro the Armenian King.
Yeah. I mean, it's true he did out micro Llewellyn, but the builds were it just completely depended on the surprise factor, and
absolutely,
it's just not going to work against Parthia, I think.
Yeah.
That same type of build.
And the kind of the mistake that people do against that type of build in rushing in the cavalry and then getting it shot to pieces, that's something that you do once, and then you keep your cavalry closer to your infantry and it doesn't happen again. So that is sort of a one-trick pony build, I think. And
So
against
what kind of build do you predict from the Armenian King?
the Armenian King I think is going to go super safe. By that I mean he's going to go for balanced build. He's going to bring his Cappadocians. He's going to bring maybe some noble horse archers. He's probably going to go for some spare units. Maybe even probably he's going to go for Persian hoplites, maybe mercenary hoplites and Eastern spears. Back that up with some Eastern slingers, probably.
No Parthian foot archers?
I don't think he's going to bring Parthian foot archers against Armenia, just because Armenia probably isn't going to go for the Eastern archers. Armenia is probably going to go
Exactly.
for
And
slingers.
with Eastern slingers, they will wreck Parthian foot archers.
Absolutely. So I think the slingers would be the safer choice in this matchup at least. But he might, because I don't really see what Parthian foot really love to kill infantry and.
But they're not a very good skirmish on skirmish
Yes,
archer.
exactly. So definitely Eastern slingers for both players, I think.
So you think maybe max one Royal Cataphract from Armenian King and the rest in like melee cavalry?
Yeah, or the Noble Horse Archer General. I think that's a solid pick against.
Do you think Armenian King could pick Camel Cataphracts? Could be an interesting.
Yeah,
choice.
one Camel
Overpriced,
Cataphract. One Camel Cataphract could be a good pick, together with some Noble Blood, definitely. Because he knows that the only cavalry on the field now for the Prussian Prince is going to be Noble Blood, Cappadocians, or Persian cavalry, and Persian cavalry is no problem to deal with for Parthia.
Yeah. Persian cavalry kind of overrated. I mean,
yeah,
they're very good against a lot of factions, but not against Parthia for sure.
Not at all. Not against good melee cavalry. Even against heavy horse, they are poor units.
Yeah.
So definitely not
And
against Noble
that's
Blood.
Just speaking to the meta game, I guess, like not many shock cav are really worth it at all.
Yeah.
Except for like cataphracts. Okay. Diplomat.
Yeah, he did. No one
Well,
used.
I mean, the first one I've seen use it to proper effect against like a really good player. That's why I keep saying that he went.
Yeah, I saw it a lot in the previous because in the earlier patches, then you had some crazy skirmishing stuff happen where Flaming Shot had 15 armor penetration, and the Slinger's shot would bounce, and during those times, then skirmish builds were effective. But and also at the beginning of the game, there was no missile block chance for the shields, so that meant that Testudo and all of those other abilities they flat out didn't work. So skirmishers were a lot stronger than they are now, just because of the missile block chance.
So coming back to the game, do you think there's any chance either of them will bring any melee infantry units?
I think.
Or do you think they'll just bring spearmen?
Well, I think the problem with the spearmen of both Parthia and Armenia is that they don't have precursor javelins. So Eastern spearmen are only good if you can get them into an engagement that is already happening. So I would like to see hillmen actually for both players.
Could be pretty effective, yeah.
Yeah, super effective at screening away horse archers and just being generally annoying. And that one javelin volley can do so much damage to cataphracts.
Yeah, definitely.
But I still think that Parthia has the edge in this matchup, in most cases.
Yeah, if you're going up with Armenia against Parthia, in general, Armenia doesn't really have much of a chance,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Parthia has the better roster, and especially when you're banning the exact same units for both of them, I think Parthia has an even bigger chance to win.
Yes, absolutely. And if Parthia goes for the Noble Horse Archer General, and Armenia has to go for the... Because Armenia can either go for the Spear General or the Royal Cataphract General, then that is going
or
to...
Azet Knights.
Yeah, or Acid Knights. I don't even consider that as an option. But if they bring the Royal Cataphracts, they can just get kited into oblivion. One Royal Cataphract isn't going to be able to do much against Parthia, at least.
Yeah.
For them to be effective, you need to have big, juicy sword targets for them to deal with. Even if they come up against two Noble Blood, they're going to do poorly.
So, just to reiterate to all the people who've like kind of missed it, Agni Persian Prince is Armenia, Armenian King is Parthia, and both of them have banned Eastern Cataphracts for each other. They're going to be playing in Nemersena on summer, so very MLG.
Absolutely,
between these two players.
Absolutely.
So you were saying that Armenian King is likes to pick safe builds. So
yeah.
in terms of a problem, like trying to predict an exact build from him. Three horse archers, three pretty cheap horse archers, the mercenary Sarmatians.
3 mercenary Sarmatians, or 2 mercenary Sarmatians, noble horse archer general. He's going to probably have 5 or 6 eastern slingers, some spears, mercenary hoplites, Persian hoplites, even some hillmen. And for cavalry, I think it's going to go full on noble blood. So 6 noble blood or something like that. Maybe the camel cataphract. That is entirely possible.
So Agni Duck is actually asking me if he should wait or if they should play their game now.
I think this is going to be a short game, so it would be very nice if they could wait, because I really want to see and I really want to cast that game. So if it's no bother to wait for them, then that would be awesome. I think the people in the chat would agree that Agni Duck is a player they would want to see. So Woolrun is asking if this is the first matchup, and we already streamed the first game between these two, and Tylus won against Swebby. Tylus banned the Swordmasters, and Swebby banned the tribal warriors. And
for some reason, many people are complaining that there's a lot of lag. Well, that was 43 minutes ago on Reddit.
Okay. Well,
the lag is gone, is what some people are saying now.
Yeah, I can only from my end, I have 0 packet loss and a fairly constant stream rate. So
did I stop recording? I mean, maybe it's me recording, but I mean, I'm recording right now and there's no lag.
I don't see how recording from your end should influence the results, though. Like, because I'm the one streaming. So that should only affect you locally, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Blade Master. The only Indian who has no idea about computers.
You only pretend to have no idea. I don't understand that computer stuff.
I'm trying to break away from the stereotype so much. Man, Armenian King has been ready with his build for like the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, and Prussian is just frantically trying to create a build that looks and now the build that he's playing around with now, I won't say what it is exactly, but let's just say that I hope he doesn't. Well, okay, he's changing it, so that's good. But that's the thing, like, with in terms of, since Prussian Prince doesn't play as much as the Armenian King, the Prussian Prince is going to be a lot more uncertain about what to bring than the Armenian King is. So Armenian King, he probably has a build ready, like anti-Armenia build ready straight away, while the Prussian Prince is thinking about his build right now, like, okay, what am I going to do if this happens, what am I going to do if that happens.
Yo, hold on 1 second.
So many issues with yeah, I agree with Diplodocus Matt. Armenian King has the edge over the Prussian Prince in Total War Rome 2. I think he absolutely has, and I think mainly in terms of decision making in the game, like which decisions are the most effective for any given time and any given unit. Then Armenian King definitely gets the edge there.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, so Diplodocus Matt said something about the sound.
It's quiet, it's fine here. Yeah, Milan Francis is like, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Good. Prussian is just playing around with so many so many crazy ass
He's like
builds.
literally taking his sweet time.
Yeah, yes.
I
Come
guess
on.
he's really hesitant after the Swebby debacle.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a debacle, but I mean, he definitely could have picked a better army.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Swebby and having Swordmasters banned. It's going to look great at the charge, and then the army is going to die.
Yeah.
And especially since the Armenian king had 3 lines of infantry, and the third line being Oathsorn.
I would have wanted to see more noble riders from him though, because I mean, yeah, it's a risk, but like Tillis doesn't really have many tools to really counter it. And
Yeah,
if he used Aryavistus on his noble riders, that
yes.
like no one would have been able to catch them,
If he
and then they
if
would
he
have got a
used
proper
his
charge.
if he used noble riders like he used his Germanic scout riders, he would have
Yeah,
taken those levy freemen off the field in one charge, and then he would have had them free for doing some serious rear charges.
diplomats like it's lagging again.
Okay, so the sound is lagging because we're only showing an image on the stream. So it must be the sound that is lagging then.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's nothing really we can do, I guess.
No. Let's hope it improves when we get into the game. So Prussian Prince has a build, but he has 250 left, so...
This build, it's very interesting to say the least.
It is. It's... I can see it work, definitely. It just so depends on what the Armenian king is bringing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it work. I don't see it. I don't see how this would be a good build. And by the way, they're still at Rukian. Maybe I'll just remind them.
Yeah.
Where to change to another side.
So yeah, the matchup is happening any minute now. Armenian king is ready. The Prussian prince just needs to press ready, and then we're going to get into the game right away. Yeah, it's going to be like radio theater, like sports commenting. We're not going to show the game. You're going to be looking at this screen, the unit band tournament screen, and then we'll just describe the game for you. Should be good.
Different take on things.
Yeah. So this screen is there just obviously to... we're looking at the army selection screen, so no one can stream snipe and look at the builds. Then we're just having this image up between the games, and this is also why I like to have the faction selected for the players, and because the army selection for some players it just takes so long. Like the Prussian prince is probably asking Duck and several other people what to bring, and they're giving it feedback, and then he's changing the build consistently.
Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if he's taking this that seriously.
I think he's definitely asking. Duck.
Shots fired. Putting Prussian Prince on blast.
So come on, Prussian. Just YOLO. Just go for it.
I remember actually when I was playing him, he took quite a long time.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I brought like the worst builds possible. He thought he was actually going to play against a decent player.
Well, the thing is, when you don't play safe against someone who does, that's just... Duck says he's not asking me. He's telling me on the stream chat. So I'm just going to say it that Prussian Prince, you should probably ask Duck if you're not doing so. I would have asked Duck. Okay, so the Prussian Prince is ready. He did not ask Duck, just for the record, he did not ask Duck for advice on what army to bring. So if this army is an utter failure, then it's not Duck's fault. It's completely on the Prussian Prince. Duck had nothing to do with this clusterfuck.
Alright. Now Armenian King's going to take like 10 minutes to cover this.
Oh wait, I just have to So these are MLG mind games going on here.
Yeah. Imagine Prussian Prince actually had this build like thought out within the first minute, and he was just taking this much time on purpose. Throw his opponent off.
But the build he has now, I kind of like it. It has potential.
It has potential, but it's very, 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 very risky.
Super,
Very risky.
super risky.
He hasn't brought one type of unit that I would really expect him to bring.
Yep.
And it's very surprising to see him not bring it.
Yep.
Do you think, I mean, without giving anything away, do you think this build could work against a Parthian build?
Yes, absolutely. If Armenian king fucks up, and if the Persian prince doesn't, then yes, I can see this build working. But in these Eastern matchups, it's of course going to come down to cavalry micro and skirmish micro. And I think from what we've seen so far, I think the Armenian king's blocking game is better than the Prussian prince's blocking game. And I also think he's going to be able to pick the more advantageous skirmish engagements. He's much more patient, and he is ready. We have the good luck, have fun.
Nice.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, it definitely took some time. But it should be a great matchup.
Yeah, I absolutely think so.
This could be one of those matchups where the faction selection screen took twice as long as the actual match.
Yeah. I think we'll see the Prussian prince going super aggressive and Armenian king picking him apart slowly.
I think it could be the opposite. Because, well, again, I don't want to give anything away before we see the armies, but we're going to see it in a couple of seconds anyways. But I think Russian Prince's army is built more for patient play.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can afford to go very aggressive with it. But, all right, nice. So we can see the factions now. Shall I go over Armenian Kings first?
Sure.
Super weird army from Armenian King. He's brought 4 mercenary Sarmatian horse archers whom he's kept up in front, 6 noble blood cavalry it looks like, yes, and 1 royal cataphract general, 4 Parthian swordsmen, 2 Persian hoplites, and 2 eastern spearmen. Excellent army.
Interesting army to say the least. No foot skirmishers. For
no foot skirmishers
the Prussian prince, we have 5 eastern slingers, we have 5 hillmen, we have, let's see, does he have 4? Let's see, how many? No, 3 Persian cavalry, 3 royal cataphracts, and 2 armored horse archers. So
4 Persian.
4 Persian cavalry,
yeah, 4 Persian
and
cavalry.
three royal cataphracts. So I guess the idea with the armored horse archers was that he wanted to beat the mercenary Sarmatian horse with his armored horse archers, which they will, but they won't beat 4.
Exactly.
And in terms of these hillmen, sure, they're going to be able to do, but I don't understand the hillmen, because hillmen are a great choice against Persian cavalry for throwing javelins, but he probably knew that the Armenian king was going to go noble blood, and against noble blood they are not as effective due to the shields being present and the armor. So,
And on top of that, I mean, bringing a line of these guys, it's going to be very easy for Armenian to get into the eastern slingers, and once he gets into them, it's done, because it's not like these are archers who can do a lot of damage very quickly. They need a lot of time, and they need to be alive for a long time for them to actually do some damage.
And Armenian can just keep rolling up his infantry line towards the Prussian prince. The Prussian prince has to kite back, and while he kites, his skirmishers are going to be vulnerable to the noble bloods.
And the reason why I think Armenian King's build is so nice is because so many melee cav with 15 bonus for his cavalry. Prussian Prince is going to have to charge sooner or later with his shock cav. And once they're pulling back, those noble blood cavalry are just going to destroy them.
Yes, and the Prussian Prince's shock cavalry has no infantry support. Like the hillmen do not count as infantry support, whereas the Armenian King has ample infantry support from his. He has the infantry advantage. The Prussian prince has the cavalry advantage, but he's not going to be able to take this noble blood cavalry off the field quickly.
So, Armenian King is engaging only with one side of his mercenary Sarmatians. He could very easily just move with the other two now. But he's taking his time, not like that's a huge deal.
If he has fire at will off, he's going to be able to kite missiles all day from these armored horse archers. The armored horse archers are medium, the mercenary Sarmatians are light. The armored horse archers never catch up to the mercenary Sarmatians.
But in terms of a dogfight, like a horse archer on horse archer dogfight, do you think? I mean, it's very easy for the armored horse archers themselves to, waste some of the mercenary Sarmatians'
Yeah,
ammo
yeah,
because they're quick enough to run away from arrows.
yeah. Well, I think for Armenian King's build, the horse archers of the Prussian prince are more a liability to him than they are an asset. So if Armenian King just plays conservatively with his mercenary Sarmatian horse, I don't think we'll see the armored horse archers do a lot of damage to the Sarmatian horse, just because they are so quick. Armenian doesn't want to engage them. He's going to be moving in and out and just keeping them busy, basically.
Yep. How do you think Prussian Prince can win this? If he can win this with this build, how do you think
No, he can't. The only way the Prussian Prince wins this is if he is by some miraculous stroke of fortune able to blood cavalry and then use his shock cavalry against the infantry of Armenian. But Armenian is not going to leave his noble blood alone. He's not going to leave his infantry alone. So this combination of melee cavalry and infantry is a nightmare for shock cavalry.
And I mean, credit to Armenian King for bringing such a perfect counter to
Yeah.
Armenia.
And it is super safe. Like one charge into the lines of the Prussian prince is going to destroy his hillmen. It's going to destroy his eastern slingers. One charge into the Armenian king's forces is going to take down some infantry, sure, but then he's going to lose his shock cavalry.
Yeah.
So Armenian king just has the safer build in this case. The only thing he has to do is to keep his guys close and keep pushing the Prussian prince back, while the Prussian prince has to somehow kill off 7 cavalry units in order for his skirmishers to be safe, and don't see it.
If Armenian King charges in initially with his noble blood cavalry, I think that could probably spell his doom. But I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah,
if he charges in initially with his noble blood cav, then it's going to be pretty bad for him. But yeah, obviously he's not going to do that.
No, I don't think so. Very aggressive here by the Prussian prince, though, but just a feint.
Yeah, he's never going to charge it.
No, just gauging the reaction, probably.
Yep, he's going to have to let his slingers get at least 5 to 6 volleys.
Yeah.
Ideally on the Royal Cataphract General. Maybe if you can, because 6 Eastern Slingers focus firing on 1 Royal Cataphract General with those armor-piercing slingshots could do a bit of damage, but...
Oh, charge incoming! Massive YOLO charge!
Oh god.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Now the shock cavalry is going to get tied down to a significant degree. Oh, the noble blood did not get a charge on the hillman. That is huge.
It charged straight through the center, through the center of the hillman, and this is a huge blob.
Wow.
You can hardly even see what's going on. Oh, and Prussian Prince is, oh my god, this is going to be really bad. Prussian Prince is actually focus firing on the Royal Cataphracts of Armenian King. This is going to look really bad.
The hillmen are going down, the Persian cavalry and the cataphracts are going to go down slowly. But if he's able to snipe well, he's going to plug the gap with his Royal Cataphracts. General against general. The Royal Cataphract General of Armenian King. Armenian King did the one thing that could cost him the battle in this case. But still, it is good for him because he's going to be able to take down almost all of the cavalry of the Prussian prince in this engagement. But if he loses his general, then that might be enough to make the Prussian prince
getting slaughtered.
Yeah, the Royal Cataphract General of Armenian King, a horrible engagement, and he's actually wavering now. So although he's winning all across the line, he is losing his general for it. But now the noble blood cavalry, yeah, lifesaver. But they didn't get a charge again.
Yeah, they didn't get a proper charge off.
The Parthian swords broke through. 60 kills already on Hillman. Now the general of the Prussian prince is going down to noble blood and Parthian swords. So yeah, the infantry supports just too much.
The horse archers weren't even microed.
Nope.
They're just getting into the battle now, and they're going to start slaughtering those Persian cavalry very easily. This Persian cavalry is just about done. The Royal Cataphract General for Prussian Prince is already at half strength.
Nothing left.
They're obviously not going to do anything. Yeah.
Nothing left on the
Noble
field
blood
for.
cavalry, still at full strength.
Yeah.
They're going to kill off these armored horse archers. Yeah, this is done. GG.
Yeah. So the prediction was that the Prussian prince was going to be super aggressive, and Armenian King was going to capitalize on that, and that's what happened basically.
And yeah,
Uh,
he easily capitalized on that.
yes.
Although, I mean, he didn't do a great job of capitalizing. Actually, I mean, I wouldn't
No,
say
the
Armenian played this
engagement was messy as hell. He didn't get his charges
Yes.
with his noble bloods, but still, it was enough.
Yeah, because the point was the Persian cavalry and the and the Royal Cataphracts didn't get their proper charge off.
No,
Like everything needed to go in Prussian Prince's favor for him to win this, and it didn't. A
no,
lot of it actually went in his favor, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. I think.
because he had a huge Achilles heel in the form of his skirmishers, while Armenian King he basically didn't have a weakness in his army against the Prussian Prince's army. Too
If he
many.
was going to use his slingers to snipe the general, what he should have done was just bring some Eastern Javelin men. I'm not really sure. I believe Armenia has access to Eastern Javelin men.
Yeah, they do. They do.
He could have just brought 2 or 3 of them and, I mean, done something with them. Because that 41 missile damage would obviously do a lot better against Royal Cataphracts.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, I mean, he could have just done that with them. But
Because the problem was that when Armenian King YOLO'd, then the Prussian Prince had to respond, because if he had YOLO'd through the hillmen, then the hillmen would die, and then the
Exactly.
slingers were open. So the Prussian Prince was forced to pick an engagement that he wasn't going to win, not against all of this infantry. And like you said, cycle charging against infantry and noble blood with cataphracts is a disaster. Like, they will be able to catch up and they will do damage to the cataphracts pulling out, so you won't be able to get more than one charge.
and
GG.
once that initial charge is done, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's GG, just like we see over here.
Super safe build
Very-
by the Armenian King.
Two pretty risky builds from Prussian Prince against 2 pretty safe builds from Armenian King, and the safe ones have won the day.
And here we have the noble blood cavalry outperforming the cavalry of Armenian King, the Prussian Prince, with the exception of 1 royal cataphract. You have Persian hoplites with 148 kills, while the hillmen,
And 120 with the other one as well.
the hillmen in total don't even get 50 kills, while you have so good game to both players. Another super safe build and a super safe execution by the... That's the thing that Armenian King does with his safe builds. He forces the build that is more risky to take the risks they need to do to win, capitalizes on it, and GG, basically. It's very nicely done.
Right, so that's the end of this this stream. I think we'll hop on to Duck versus Happy Souls.
Indeed we will.
Alright, so you guys stay tuned.
But that was a great game, though.
Okay, so
Yeah,
let's see
like Diplodocus Matt is saying in the stream here, don't take a melee engagement when you have a clear disadvantage, and that is what... If you spend a lot of funds on skirmishers, you need your skirmishers to do damage for an extended amount of time. But if your opponent denies you that time, then you wasted the funds you spent on the skirmishers.
Yeah, that's why I think for that specific role of gen sniping, the Eastern Javelin men themselves would have done a better job.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't even have brought them.
They would have done damage a lot quicker. So my Rome 2 crashed, but no bother, because it wasn't in the game.
Right, hold on, let me just take this.
Oh yes. So I'll just restart the stream.